The empty kitchen. The cold evening air crept through the thin windows of a small apartment where Emma sat quietly at the kitchen table. The fridge hummed in the corner, but when she opened it, the shelves looked bare. Only a slice of bread and half a bottle of milk remained. She sighed deeply, trying to hide her worry from her little daughter, Lily, who sat on a stool watching her with hopeful eyes. "Mommy, what's for dinner?" Lily asked softly. Emma forced a smile, broke the bread in half, and placed it on a plate for her. "Here, sweetheart, you eat this. Mommy isn't hungry tonight." But inside, her stomach ached with emptiness. As Lily ate slowly, Emma folded her hands under the table and whispered a silent prayer. She had been working double shifts at a diner, but rent, bills, and school supplies left almost nothing for food. She felt like she was failing her daughter, yet she held on to hope. That night, after putting Lily to bed, Emma sat by the window, staring at the glowing street lamps. She wondered if anyone could see her struggle, if anyone even cared. Her heart was heavy, but she whispered again, "Please, God, send us help." She didn't know it yet, but her life was about to change in the most unexpected way. The unexpected encounter. The next morning, Emma decided to stop by the local grocery store. She walked slowly through the aisles, running her fingers across the colorful boxes and cans, wishing she could afford them. Picking up a loaf of bread, she checked the price and sighed. Too expensive. She gently placed it back. Nearby, an older man with kind eyes noticed her actions. Dressed in a simple jacket, he pushed his small basket and quietly observed her. Emma finally gathered courage to buy just a small carton of milk. At the counter, she searched her purse nervously, counting coins, still a few cents short. Before she could say anything, the older man stepped forward. With a warm voice, he told the cashier, "Please, add this to my bill." He placed a few dollars on the counter. Emma froze, eyes wide with surprise. "Sir, you don't have to," she whispered. He smiled gently. "I know, but I want to." His eyes held no judgment, only kindness. Emma blinked rapidly, fighting back tears. Lily tugged her mother's sleeve, smiling shyly at the stranger. For the first time in weeks, Emma felt she wasn't invisible. A stranger had noticed her pain, and chosen to help. A meal to remember. After leaving the store, the man turned to Emma. "Would you and your daughter like to join me for breakfast? There's a diner nearby." Emma hesitated, embarrassed, but Lily's hopeful eyes convinced her. Together they walked to the small diner. The man encouraged them to order anything they liked. Lily's face lit up as she asked for pancakes with syrup. Emma, still modest, ordered a bowl of soup and bread. As they ate, the stranger watched with gentle satisfaction. "You remind me of myself years ago," he said softly. "I once knew hunger too. Someone helped me, and I promised myself I would pass it on whenever I could." Emma's eyes filled with tears. She had expected pity, but instead she felt respect. The stranger wasn't helping because he saw her as weak, he was helping because he understood. The meal filled not just their stomachs, but also their hearts. Lily giggled as syrup dripped down her chin, and for a brief moment, Emma forgot her struggles. She saw hope flickering again. As they finished, the man said with a kind smile, "Sometimes kindness is the best meal of all." The secret gift. During their meal, Emma finally opened up about her life. She told the stranger how she had lost her husband in an accident, and how raising Lily alone had been the hardest journey of her life. She admitted she often went hungry so Lily could eat. The man listened silently, his eyes filled with compassion. He didn't interrupt or offer empty words. When the meal was done, he reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small envelope. Sliding it across the table, he said, "Take this. It's not charity, it's a gift of love. Use it however you need." Emma hesitated, but when she peeked inside, her eyes widened. The envelope contained enough money to buy groceries and pay some bills. Her lips trembled as she whispered, "I can't accept this." The stranger gently replied, "One day, when you're able, pass it forward. That's all I ask." Tears streamed down Emma's face. She clasped his hand tightly, overwhelmed by gratitude. At that moment, she realized this meeting wasn't chance, it was an answer to her prayer. Days later, Emma stood in her small kitchen again, but this time, the shelves were full. Fresh bread, vegetables, milk, and fruits filled her fridge. That evening, She cooked a warm meal for Lily, who clapped her hands with joy. Though the stranger never shared his name, his kindness had changed their lives. Emma felt a new sense of hope, and she promised herself she would honor his request to pass it forward. Slowly, she began small acts of kindness, sharing meals with neighbors, leaving snacks for children at school, and offering help to anyone in need. Years later, Lily grew up inspired by that day. She started a community kitchen, feeding hundreds of families every week. She always remembered her mother's words, "One stranger's kindness fed us when we had nothing. Now it's our turn." That single act of compassion became a ripple, touching countless lives. It proved that even the smallest kindness can change the course of someone's future.